Welcome to episode 10. Gary Laurent is with us today. I'm in Vegas, double down Vegas style. We just did Tracer Finn episode 9. Gary Laurent episode 10. I love him, but I hate him because he kicked my ass at Dirty Fest in the quarter.
I did?
Yeah, he did. He doesn't even know. I was so far behind Gary Laurent, he didn't even know I was in his race. Anyway, don't forget, September 27th, the New Jersey BMX Hall of Fame Part 2. We're adding the G District this year, so that's riders that were in New York, Connecticut. They'll be involved and they'll get their own nominations. I'm going to do my nominations party from 805 Bicycles. That's coming up probably next week.
Nick Mankieri.
Nick Mankieri, the man. Nick is the man. So I'm going to be doing the, I did it last year. It's amazing. Got the suit. I got the balloons. I get crazy. We do all the nominees. I'll go through the entire list of everyone nominated for the New Jersey BMX Hall of Fame. September 27th. That's going to be in Fort Lee, New Jersey. If you're out that way, please support that. I'd like to say that this episode is brought to you by Crouppy BMX, CrouppyBMX.com. Tell Greg Salami sent you. And if you guys need any merch, ba-bam, Lunch with Legends merchandise is finally here. And I'm rocking the T-Neck Streakers, New Jersey's first ever team by Charlie Litsky. So let's start. Gary Laurent. Gary Laurent, arguably the greatest all-around bike rider in history. We're going to talk about this. Here we go. Welcome to the show, Gary.
Thanks so much, John, dude. I really appreciate you having me. Man.
No problem. So
I'm sorry. The quarter? We were racing at a quarter?
Yeah, he's gonna trigger me. Yeah, yes, we were. And then Clay passed me, and I wanted to just clean him out in the last turn, and I crashed.
That's the place to do it.
And I crashed. So you went on to win the whole overall thing at Dirty Fest. Is that
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I had to hold off Jared McGrath for that one.
Oh my God.
Woo! Oh boy, there's two of them.
Hey, nothing like a good lunch with legends with the cops. They're coming to get Gary. They're trying to slow him down.
Right.
All right, so I always start the show with, what's your first recollection of a bicycle in your life? Doesn't have to be BMX. What's the first thing you rode?
A girl Schwinn.
And what year was that?
Probably 1970, maybe 69.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a blue girl Schwinn with fenders and everything. My dad turned the stem around backwards so I could reach the handlebars.
Okay.
Wow, yeah, that was my first bike, and yeah, I was jumping it off curbs and
Wow.
Everybody put the brick in the board, and
Yeah.
we had a lot of junk in the yard, so there was always something to play on.
Awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, that was my first bike, and I remember messing around with the board and the brick, and then I was doing pretty good and jumping, landing back wheel first, feeling motorcycle-ish.
Yeah.
It's probably I was probably 6 years old.
Wow.
And I thought, well, what if I turn the brick this way? I could go higher. I put the brick on its end. And I'm hauling ass at it, not even thinking anything about it. Of course, it's set up. Boom! I'm just in the air and like you're pogoed,
Yeah.
And I remember this so vividly. I could see my shadow on the ground in the dirt, just going, oh my God, I'm way up here. And of course, I just, boom, just mashed and cloud of dust, just ate crap. And yeah, that was my first big...
But then you got up and you've done it for a majority of your life.
Yeah, pretty much my whole life. I mean, the only reason I've ever stopped riding a bike is because I've been injured.
Mike Miranda is joining us.
No
Hello,
way,
Mike.
Mike.
Mike says the most talented bike racer I ever know.
I've got imposter syndrome because of guys like that making those comments,
but
man.
We're gonna chat about this because at the NBA reunion, you and I chatted about. There are some guys, Rick Moliterno, guys that were amazing all around. I wish I could be as skilled as you are with, riding a pool or doing freestyle or pit bikes. I saw you dominate a pit bike race.
Yeah, I have done well in pit bike racing, yeah.
Vintage bikes, you won Dirty Fest, dude, you're amazingly talented. Sorry.
Thank you.
So where did all this go down? Growing up was where for you?
Palmdale, California.
Nice.
And we had hands down, the best place in the world to ride a bicycle.
That's correct.
Yeah, you've heard of the U.
U.
Yes.
Yes.
The U was amazing, and first time I went there, I think I was about 10 years old on a Huffy bike.
Wow.
And there was some local legends that built that place, and man, it's still going on today, thanks to the efforts of other 90s legends.
Nice.
Yeah, like Matt's out there building the place, on the daily.
Yeah,
I mean, he's still passionate.
Matt,
yeah.
And how about, speaking of Mike Miranda, one of the most iconic U photos ever in the world is Mike. That's you, Mike.
Blasting the U.
Blasting
yeah.
the U. That was good. And then Eric Roop had a good one there.
Eric, Kurt Crisco.
That's right.
Robinson. No, Mongoose. I'm sorry. Travis Trippers.
Travis, yeah.
And of course, Richard Bartlett and I both grew up there.
I love Bartlett.
Billy Harrison,
Yeah.
Wayne Crosdale,
Nice.
amazing, bike rider,
Yep.
mountain bike and BMX. He grew up there as well. I mean, dude, there was everybody that lived in that valley went there, and everybody could jump very well.
Yeah, everyone you just mentioned is known
For their jumping skills, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What was your local, we're jumping way ahead, but what was your local track?
Oh, the first track was Lancaster Fairgrounds. That was the first place I raced in 1978.
Wow.
Yeah, that's when I started. Back then, they made you sign up as an expert if you didn't join the association. If you did
Okay.
not join the NBA, to encourage you to join the NBA, they would make you race expert.
That's what Tracer said just
Yeah.
minutes ago, yeah.
So, of course, my mom thought, okay, great. He'll get dusted and expert, and he'll never want to do this again. Because she was afraid of it.
Yeah.
She didn't understand. It was actually quite safe and fun. Anyway, so they made you race expert, but then I got a third place trophy that night.
Nice.
So that changed my life, man.
So no motorcycles for you growing up?
No, my parents wouldn't let me touch them as a kid.
Same. My mom. I said to my mom, "What if we took out the motor?" And I did that. She goes, "Well, that's
Nope.
BMX."
Yeah.
So I did BMX because it was a motorcycle without a motor.
Yeah.
That was her logic.
Well, my mom's logic was she was conflating the two
Okay.
and thought they were both dangerous.
Oh.
She didn't realize they were, completely separate things.
Okay.
But then, of course, as most parents do, they get completely involved, and then my sister started racing too. She was amazing from the get-go. My sister, her first race ever, never really been on a BMX track, up there doing a 2-pedal start and aggressively going for it with the boys. And I'll shorten it up, because I know you're probably
Oh, it's okay,
short of
man.
time.
Go
But
for
my
it.
sister wound up getting second at the Grands in '82.
Wow.
Yeah, she. If you look at the story about Debbie Kelso's, how she got her #1 plate,
Yeah.
it was by a hair, and my sister kind of caused the havoc.
Okay.
Yeah, my sister was in lane 7 in the main. Debbie was somewhere, closer to the inside. Of course, Yolanda Williams
Yeah.
was on the inside. Well, my sister came from lane 7, just moving over on people, and she caused Debbie to fall.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, not purposely like that. It was just racing.
Reason.
Yeah, Debbie got caught up in it, but she had to get up and get 4th or better to get the #1 plate, and Debbie did do that because of the carnage of what happened. My sister moving over, and Yolanda was way too strong for my sister to beat. My sister was kind of like me on a BMX bike. She could jump.
Oh,
She had
nice.
skills. I mean, without any practice. I mean, she was a natural. I don't know where it came from, but she was just
Well, you got
naturally
some
good.
You got some good genes because you're also very talented. So.
Well, mine didn't come like that. I mean, mine was, it was more work. I saw people and how they rode, and I just tried to implement it.
Okay.
And the trouble was, I never really focused on one thing. I was focusing on all.
Yeah, well, that's fine. We'll get to that later.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
caused
yeah.
you to be so well-rounded. So you started in the 70s, which is awesome.
Yeah.
How was the scene up there? Can you remember any early heroes from that track?
Yeah, dude. There was a guy who was. Well, there's a couple of them. Jerry Fields.
Okay.
Heard of him?
No.
I think he's still on BMX tracks today.
No way.
Yeah, his daughter still races. Anyway, Jerry Fields was one of the local heroes out there. But the guy who built the U and was probably the biggest hero of that valley, the Antelope Valley, Palmdale, Lancaster, Quartz Hill area, Roseman, was Ron Economou.
Okay.
Yeah, that guy was, okay, this is what I remember about him. I saw him at the U before I ever started racing, and I saw that guy blasting, higher than I've ever seen a person blast the U, doing these tabletop one-handers, these big swinging one-handers, right? That's what I remember. He's probably doing like a little tabletop and a little one, but I remember that dude swinging his arm big and rodeo style, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, he was my first local hero.
How was he? Was he ranked nationally or?
No,
He's
I don't
just a
think
local
so.
dude, right?
A local dude, but he had a red line sponsorship through the bike shop.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think he did go to some NBA nationals and probably did okay. I don't know. I mean, I don't remember him having magazine coverage or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, as a local hero, he was the man
And
for
he's
sure.
still racing today. So
No. Ron isn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're
yeah.
right. Yeah, that's right.
No, and ironically, I had never talked about this. He is married to a girl I dated when I was 15 years old.
No way.
Yeah, I don't know how they met or whatever, but it worked out. I mean,
Wow. Yeah. That's.
Yeah. yeah. So my local hero is married to my teenage girlfriend.
Wow.
I know.
You can say that.
Weird.
So out of that group, who you see first? Is Wayne around back then?
Not yet. No, I mean, I'm sure he was around. I'm sure he was. Yeah, because he had an NBA number. Like he was like number 5 as a district number back then. So he was. I know he was there. I just hadn't heard of him yet. But yeah, Ronnie Conway was the man in town. And then Wayne Crosdale, of course. Oh no, there's another guy, Scott Hamby. He was a local pro who was competitive with real pros.
Wow.
He was that good. He was on Wayne Crosdale's team back then, Banner Air.
Nice.
Yeah, it was an air conditioning company that they looked factory. They had all the newest, greatest stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
I remember Wayne being a really good B pro, like making mains at Grands and stuff. So
yeah, dude, he made some major races, and he had factory Nomura. He rode for Nomura.
KHS for a while too, I think.
He did what?
KHS, I think.
Yeah, he rode for KHS, and then of course that morphed into the mountain bike thing for him.
Yeah,
then he went to Specialized.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, he rode for Specialized. Dude, he got me in at Specialized. Specialized wanted a mountain bike show at the Cactus Cup back in the early 90s, and he suggested me to head up their show effort. And I thank him for that, because we didn't get along as kids.
Oh, no way.
Well, because we raced.
Okay.
Yeah, me and Richard Bartlett and Wayne Crosdale, me and those two guys, no, we did not get along at all.
Bartlett, he's such a fun-loving guy, the butcher.
He is. He's the best, man. But back then, we could not get along. It just didn't happen. Holly
never misses an episode.
Holly would make me. Yeah, so, Richard Bartlett, me, and Wayne Crosdale just button heads the whole time. And, it's sad because we could have, but, there was a healthy respect there also, even though we hated each other.
That's crazy. I thought you guys all got along.
No, I wish we did, because then we could have maybe fed off each other and gotten better.
Yeah.
I mean, because, Wayne had skills that I didn't have. I had skills that they didn't have. And, of course, Bartlett was just a strong beast, and super aggressive. We could have all worked off that and maybe gotten better. But we did wind up riding with each other, even though we weren't getting along.
Yeah.
And it was a good time, and of course it was at the U.
Yeah.
We were always at the U trying to outdo each other. And, there was certain jumping I could do they couldn't do, and vice versa. There was things that Wayne could do on a bicycle. Dude, he would go down trails like a ski moguls, and it's like none of us could do that. He had a special skill for that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bartlett was a test rider, BMX Plus, so
he's just an amazing jumper. Yeah.
So after you get this third, you come back. What do you say to your mom about continuing on with your career?
Yeah. Baseball was no more.
Nice.
Yeah.
I always like to hear good things.
Yeah. So of course I went back next week, and they changed the track, and my dad signed me up for the association, and I didn't do so well. Then came back again, and I think I got like second or something like that in novice, so it was much easier than expert. And then the track went away, and we didn't have a local track for a good 6 months, and then the Torres track started up at the YMCA, and that's where I really started getting good. It was at the Torres track, turned expert, and then they put you. There was no expert class for us, like me and this guy Fabian Torres, which was the track owner's son, and Richard Bartlett. So they would move us up to the next class to like 14, 15. We were like 12, 13 years old.
Wow. So
they move us up, and we were just getting better and better. And of course when you're doing good locally, you start thinking highly of yourself.
Yeah.
And then you go out of town and get your ass handed to you. You're like, what happened?
Yeah, where would you go from Palmdale?
Well, from Palmdale we went to Bakersfield, which was still pretty easy. But then when I went to the teen center in Van Nuys, yeah, that was a different world, man.
Talk to me about your first recollection of the teen center, because it's more than iconic.
It was a national. It was a national. Of course, I didn't have race pants, nothing like that. And this guy was going to sell me his race pants. And my parents said, well, if you do good at this race, this national, we'll buy you those pants. And dude, I got smoked, and I was like, what is it? How come I'm not doing good? I don't understand.
Yeah.
And
do you remember who was in your class?
Mike Aguilera.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, he was the best back then, dude.
So
good. Tom Christopher.
Okay.
And Tom Christopher was amazing, because even though I was nobody, he would talk to you like you're one of the somebodies. He was so engaging to me, even as a nobody. because I wasn't popular. I mean, yeah, I could win, at home, but dude, over here, it's a different world.
My whole family, I love them. I'm gonna do some Lunch and Legends. I talk to Doug all the time.
Yeah, I didn't meet Doug until the later, till like now, but
okay.
but Tom was
Tom
super
is a
nice to me
beast.
back then.
Tioga.
Yeah. Then of course Richie Anderson,
boy.
and Misty Dong, dude,
Nice.
she whooped my ass in Bakersfield at a some sort of Christmas classic.
Okay.
Yeah, she beat me, hands down, straight up, beat me. Nothing happened. Yeah, it was, of course it's a local track, but
Yeah.
still, man, she was just an amazing rider, boy or girl.
So how many tracks were in Bakersfield that time? Just the one? There's two. Right?
There's two, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Later on, there was a plunge, which was an amazing track. The Hickses opened up that track. The dad, Bobby Hicks, was a factory SE rider back in the day. He was older than me. He was Wayne Crowsdale's age, so he raced Wayne. Younger brother, I don't know, Brad, I think. Then there was a youngest brother, Mike. He was a young kid. But I didn't race the Hickses at all. They were, age-wise, we didn't match up. But we went to Bakersfield all the time.
That was my first national ever in California in 1987.
87, yeah,
And
okay.
it was the rain year, and it's the giant first straight doubles, and it rained, and Bartlett broke his fork and smashed his face.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
Dude,
that
Bartlett
that
could
was,
break some parts.
Yeah, so that was my first.
Yeah,
and
I had quit racing in '85.
Okay.
Actually, so I wasn't there for the '86 on through.
It was cool. I said, man, it's such a beautiful part of the country, and people said, it's Bakersfield. What are you talking about? And I said, okay. So I went home and I packed my bags and I moved in '88.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Moved in Brian Gas. So you go to this national at Teen Center.
Yeah. Handed to me, ass handed to me. So no race pants.
Okay. So,
Then I don't know. Then some more locals showed up, like came out of nowhere. Like this guy Richard Cook. That dude, as a novice, he was just killing it. And people were saying, "Oh, you better watch out for Rich. He's gonna come up in your class." We were the same age.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll be fine. No, man, he started beating me quick. So it was me, Richard Cook, Richard Bartlett, and then of course Wayne. Whenever he was thrown in our class, this guy David Brown, another fast local. So we had some fast dudes that could ride the bikes really well. And then by the time Lancaster City Park started, that track got popular. People wanted to come race it. It was a great track.
what year was that?
It started in '81, I think. Yeah, so it's still pretty early.
Amazing.
Yeah. So me and Richard Cook, we became really good friends, and we started traveling together, going to Bakersfield, and then we decided, because we were destroying Lancaster. Me and him would trade first, second at Lancaster and Bakersfield. Went to we went to Van Nuys and did well. We started got better, but then we went to Orange Y.
Nice.
Wow, dude, we got destroyed at Orange Y. We were 15 years old thinking we were hot shit, and we got destroyed at Orange Y. Kelly McDougal, Roger Linder, Lonkarovich. I mean, just fast dudes. And even locals you never heard of that were still rocking a Cook Brothers, gear,
Yeah.
destroyed us. Dudes we never even heard of, and Lightning Express riders and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, Oh, there's also another rider that we fought with in Barstow, Bobby Binkley,
Okay.
I think his name was, yeah. Binkley, I think it's Binkley, yeah. Anyway, that dude's another fast guy in the area. Anyway, going to Orange Y, wow, we learned quickly
I
that,
moved from New Jersey. Orange Y was my home track. I go, who are these aliens, right?
Yeah.
And just the gate, you look like it was a pro main, and you're like, what? And then everybody
Yeah.
just leave after
there was
practice.
guys you heard of, and then guys you didn't hear of that were beating the guys you heard of
Yes.
at Orange Y.
Because they're Orange Y locals, Barry
Yeah.
Nelson and people like
But those
that.
guys would go to a national and get destroyed for some reason. They couldn't get their head together, I guess, whatever. So anyway, we kept going to Orange Y because we knew that if we wanted to be, good on the national level, because we used to dream.
Sure.
Me and this guy, Billy Harrison, and Richard Cook, we talked about this. What would it be like to be like Eddie King or Jason Jensen?
Yeah.
Just knowing, going to a national, I'll definitely make the main, but maybe first, second.
Yeah.
Just knowing you're going to do good and make the main. What was that like? And then, you want to be that,
Yeah.
but you never think you're ever going to, match up. So going to Orange Y, we thought, well, maybe this will get us there.
But that's a hike for you, right? How?
It was a good 2.5 hour drive.
Each way.
Yep.
Yeah, each way. So
Each
you
way.
put in about 5 hours to get in.
Yeah, we go there on a Wednesday night or whatever, or Sunday night. We do it. We put it. We stopped going to Bakersfield,
Oh, no way.
Yeah, just like forget Bakersfield, the Orange Y. This is the place.
That's amazing.
And then when you start doing good at Orange Y, yeah, you start getting a little more confidence in yourself. And somewhere along the line, Richard Cook, he got district number 1, at our district, and he dropped off, and he accomplished his, the goal that he wanted. But I guess I wasn't done. Me and Richard Bartlett kept racing, and I kept going to Orange Y as much as I could. I mean, people thought I was a local because I was going there so much.
That's crazy. But you're putting in 5 hours for.
Yeah, but it was worth it to get to the goal, to become a rider that people know of you at nationals. And dude, I didn't make a national main. Well, I did make one when I was 13 once, but I think I got lucky. I just wasn't ready. But then I didn't make a national main for real until I was 16.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't start.
But all through that, you're just training at the Orange Y.
Orange Y.
So you raced locally at the Orange Y as well, or you just practiced?
Oh no, I raced. Yeah,
raced,
it was racing. Yeah, that's how you found out. Where you belong.
Those were like the Billy versus Brian Gass era.
Oh
that was
man,
later on,
Billy
but
Harris and Brian
Griggs.
Oh, Billy Griggs. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But, dude. Yeah, I mean, even Billy Harrison stuck his nose in that battle.
Legit as hell.
Yeah. But yeah, the Billy Griggs and Brian Gass battles were epic. And a Brian Gass note, him and my sister dated for a short time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my sister was just so taken by him, and they became pen pals, of course, and then they got closer, and yeah, they were close.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know how long it lasted. I don't know. I'm sure the circumstances were that they lived too far apart, but I don't know. But anyway, Brian Gass and my sister were really close.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So you're at the Orange Y, and this is the dog eat dog world.
Yeah.
So when do you see yourself progressing, and then do you start to
you start to believe?
Yeah,
you start to believe that you belong there. Because when you're beating Kelly McDougal at his local track, I mean that's pretty special.
That's huge.
Yeah, and even the guys that are close to him, you're beating those guys. And then I remember going to a triple point race in Westminster or something like that, and people were talking about last Sunday. Oh, who won at Orange last Sunday? And I remember being in the group, not really talking to anybody, just hearing it, like, who won? I don't know. Oh, it's him. I'm like, yeah.
Nice.
And I just thought, wow, I'm being talked about. How cool is that? Because dude, I still don't really believe I'm in that, belong with that group of guys. But dude, when you become like a national main maker, and especially when you win, when you're on that level, you still don't believe it.
Yeah.
You're not like Jason Jensen and Eddie King, who says cruiser don't count. Hey, I have to agree with him.
Oh,
yeah. So anyway, but you never really, I don't know. Even when you're there, you don't really fully believe it. And it's weird to put yourself in that.
And they have the champion's mindset, like you said. They say, okay, well, here's a national this weekend. I'll probably get first or second, and then the weekend after that, I'll probably get first or second.
But then when you go to a national and you're pissed off because you got second, that's when you're there, dude.
What a great feeling.
It really is, dude.
Like if you get pissed that you crashed during a quarter at Dirty Fest.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Is that what happened?
No, you see, he doesn't.
I'd probably slide around a corner and took you out.
Terry forgot because he's so far ahead of me. Whatever. He didn't look behind him. I will get my vengeance.
I'll get him. Dude, Nick Mancuri always says he wanted to beat me in a freestyle contest.
Yeah.
That was his goal of his life.
Yeah. Nick's the man. Nick's actually one of my sponsors as well, and I love 805 bicycles, as everybody knows.
Dude, he helped me out so much in these last racing years.
Yeah.
I'm still riding the frame he gave me.
Amazing.
Yeah.
No, I love Nick. He's like a brother to me. So, what happens after the Confidence at Orange Y? Now are you a national main maker?
Yeah, I'm making mains at nationals. I'm fighting with Richie Anderson.
Oh,
dude,
fighting is whatever.
Yeah, I had a better start than Richie, but he was always stronger and way better on the track. So, if I was gonna be competitive with him, I had to be faster on the track, and I found a way. I went to really easy gearing. Because of a kid named, you probably don't know this kid, Corey Neal. He rode for Kuhara. You know of him?
Yeah, he was Kuhara.
Yeah, he was Kuhara, and his dad was the team manager at the time. Well, his dad saw me at one of these triple point races I was doing before I was a main maker, and he said to me, Gary, what gear are you riding? I was riding like a 516 or something like that, thinking I was strong enough to push it with 175 cranks. And he goes, dude, you ever beat Richie Anderson? I was like, of course not. He's like, do you know why? I was like, well, yeah, because he's faster than me. Yeah, dude, he's riding gearing like that. Are you going to beat Richie in his own game? Dude, you're a skinny little dude. I mean, you're not as strong as Richie Anderson. Spin, baby. Spin. You know,
that was it.
Yeah, he told me, I was like, well, what do you mean spin? He's like, dude, put on an easy gear. Go to a 4316 and try that out, and then go to a 42. I was like, really? That easy? That's crazy. No. Try it. But you have to train your legs to spin.
Yeah.
So this guy, he explained all this to me. He spent a good hour talking to me. And I don't know why. He didn't know me from Adam, but he just saw something in me, because I did have skills. I could ride, I could jump, but I was getting destroyed out of the gate and down the first straight.
Okay.
So he talked to me about spinning, so I tried it, 4216. I got down to that, and I'm riding better. So man, I went to a 41. No, it did not work. Too easy, right? I was on 180s at this time, right?
Wow.
I was like, man, that just wasn't working. So then so I stuck with a 4316. I'm doing well. 4216, sorry. But then we went to a race, a national in Illinois, and it got rained out. So they did the race in a parking lot with wooden jumps. So we all went way down in gearing. I put a 4317 on for that race, because it was all flat. It was a really tough race to do. And I forgot to take that gearing off my bike when I got home. The race got rained out completely when we wound up not racing at all. And then I raced that gearing at a local race. Like, whoa, I forgot I didn't change this gear, and it felt pretty good. And I was just flying out of the gate. First 3 pedals, I was gone. But I had to learn to, keep up with it. So I just kept it on. It felt good. And I kept that on for nationals, and even better.
Wow.
That's like a 40 and a half 16 with 180s. Jesus. And one of the other encouragements for that was a guy named Tom Bednors.
I know Tom.
Yeah.
Heard of Tom.
Heard of him, yeah. He was fast. Skinny dude, fast, 170 cranks with a 4217. Yeah, very small gear, but short cranks too.
Yeah.
But I was like, hey, and that dude gave me a fit and beat me on occasion. It's like, man, there must be something to this easy gearing.
Wow.
And Mr. Neal was right. So I took it to a whole new level with the 180s and a 4317. And it wound up working for me. And especially those ABA tracks, they were short and flat.
We call it the rodeo series.
Yeah. So a track like that gearing was really great. So people started looking at my bike to see what the hell I was riding. They said, oh, he's on a 4316. That's not, they didn't count the rear sprocket.
Yeah.
And then when people found out, somebody found out and they told it, locally, and even Wayne Crowsdale was like, dude, what's he riding those pussy gears for? What the hell? If he wasn't riding those pussy gears, Well,
that must have been fun at the U, though, because you...
Oh, yeah, I was able to climb up the U the other side. It was like a mountain bike gear. It was like the Browning gear, the small Browning gear, but that's what I stayed in. I didn't have to change gears.
Everybody's walking up the U, you're just sprinting.
Yeah, just sprinting up it. But I did learn to spin my legs that fast and keep my feet on the pedals, and it helped,
How do you feel today, though, being older? Do you feel like leg speed is a thing still for you? Or how are you so damn good now?
Well,
what do you think? What have you learned over... I'm jumping way ahead.
Honestly,
What makes you fast today? Not that I'm asking.
No, dude.
Not that I'm asking because I'm coming for you. But what do you...
I'm really not, dude. I mean, I've pretty much sunk into local race mediocrity.
Yeah,
I'm not training for it.
You win pit bike races.
Pit bike. That's like,
but come on.
Dude, you think if a cruiser doesn't count in Eddie King's eyes, you think a pit bike?
It counts for me because I always see you out in front. Like, what is he cannot lose this guy?
No, dude. I don't train anymore. I mean, there was a time in 2014 I started racing again on my freestyle bike, and I went to some nationals, and I was on a 4216 with 170 cranks, and I actually won a national in Pittsburgh on my freestyle bike. I took the front brakes and pegs off and put a 4216.
Stop.
Yeah.
I can't stand people like you.
No.
So when does freestyle start to come in? Because you start to be
85.
85. Great year for freestyle to come in too.
Yeah, it was because of I was going to Mike Buff's ramp, his backyard ramp. I didn't even get invited. I just showed up at the guy's house while I was training. I was riding free agent at the time in 1985, and I was sitting national number 1 cruiser in ABA, and I was just looking for some other way to ride my bike, because I was living in Buena Park, at free agent. Yeah, Yvonne Shoup's house. She let me stay at the house there, all the time. And so I started sneaking off and going to Mike Buff's house and playing on a ramp. And Mike Buff's like, dude, you're riding this thing pretty good, you know, and he let me ride all the time. And I started riding with RL, started riding with Eddie Fiola and, you know, guys like that. I mean, I wasn't keeping up with them by any means by then, but they were helpful to my riding abilities, you know, because I was kind of sitting down before airs and popping up, and they taught me how to stand up and, you know, do it correctly, you know, without, you know, riding like a BMX racer.
Yeah.
So I was learning, you know, tricks and, you know, also throwing one-handed look backs because that's, you know, one of the tricks I could do.
I remember the photos well.
Yeah. So yeah, going to Buff's house, I befriended him, and one day some dude showed up, said he was going to do this show in Las Vegas, and he was going to be the bike rider. He was a diver in you know, diving shows and things like that, like in theme parks. Anyway, he said he was going to do BMX in his show. Like, look, dude, do you ride ramps? Like, oh, I used to ride bikes when I was a kid. I'm sure I could pick it up, no problem. And we let him try a bike. He's like, oh, dear God, I can't do this.
Yeah.
So he told the producer, and yeah, you're going to have to hire a pro. And back then, pro freestyle guys were making like, you know, 80, 100, more thousand a year. None of them wanted to go to Vegas to do a show. And so one day I'm riding Buff's ramp, and he's like, dude, what are you doing for money right now? You want to scoot in out of the ramp? Yeah.
We're getting rained on. I love it. We're going to keep going.
Around.
I'll scoot around.
Yeah. So anyway, Buff's like, so what are you doing for money? He's like, dude, well, not much. Just, you know, my sponsor gives me quite a bit of money for gas money, for, you know, for food and stuff like that. You know, she takes good care of me, but it's not livable money. He goes, well, remember that guy, you know, the Vegas guy, you know, he's going to do that show. Like, oh yeah, that was funny. Well, it's true. There is a Vegas show. You interested? It's like, dude, I'm no pro. He's like, you can know the difference. Want me to give him your name? Like, yeah, sure.
Wow.
And that's how I got to get the audition.
Okay. So going back to your first, was Free Agent your first? Who's your first sponsor for racing?
My first sponsor, of course, was my bike, the bike shop my parents owned. And then after that was Procraft. Procraft, which is Odyssey now.
Wow, I remember Procraft.
Yeah, you want, dude, scoot over here.
All right, we're gonna move back this way. This is awesome. This is live. Some live shit right now. That's what happens. The show must go on, everyone. Gary Laurent's here. Are you kidding me? The show must go on. Only now
Imposter syndrome.
So Procraft was good. Talk to me about Procraft, because I remember them in the magazines and.
So Procraft came up with this idea to build a entry-level bike. It was not mild steel. It wasn't chromoly. It was a high-tension steel. Just a decent steel. Yeah, it was okay. Yeah. But they had some good ideas for like the rear dropouts and the rear chain stays and the seat stays. The trouble is they copied, I believe, a Redline Pro line. Yeah, it's one of the worst bikes geometry-wise. And why couldn't they have copied a JMC or something? Yeah. You know. So anyway, they did that, and they wanted to build a team real quick just to get the name of the bike out there, and somehow my dad. Because it was Taiwan Bike Supply where this was happening. They were the money behind all this. And we were, of course, a client of theirs. And my dad suggested, you know, because they wanted somebody to test the bike also, you know, to beat it up. Oh, my kid can beat up a bike.
Nice.
And this is before I was a main maker, you know, but I was racing orange already, and I had already won at orange. Yeah. So I was getting better. Oh boy, getting the win too.
Dude, Vegas is killing it
I know, dude. Look at that.
Mark Ring.
Oh, Mark's up? Dude, what's up, Mark? Right on. Dude, I love that guy. I see him at all the old school events.
He's the man.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah, I felt bad because I didn't recognize him for like the first two events. I saw
now
that.
He's listening.
Yeah, dude, Mark, dude, I'm seriously sorry. Like the first two times I met you, I didn't remember. I felt terrible. I'm that
Nothing
guy,
but the truth on Lunch with Legends.
Sorry, yeah, dude, I'll talk about it even if it's bad on me. Yeah.
All right, so
I love you, Mark.
Procraft is cool. I thought they had a big.
Well, cool. They started building a team, and yeah, that's where I started making national mains, and I got to test the bike. I got to give some. Yeah, I didn't give any insight on it, you know, like on what to do, you know, to how to build it. They just gave it to us, and it was a horrible bike that was actually built well. I couldn't break it. I mean, I couldn't. I could not harm the bike, and I kept a Thrasher bike, the high tension steel. But then they started building the chromoly stuff because as soon as somebody heard high tension steel, they didn't want it.
Yeah.
But then they started offering lifetime warranties. Like, oh, wait a minute, and then they offered a chromoly version, which was more expensive.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I won the Grands on that bike, and that changed everything for the company. It really made it popular. Yeah.
What year was that?
83.
Nice, man.
Yeah. But Jesus. Eddie King, Cruiser doesn't count.
So now there's a gap between 83 and 85, right? Because you started freestyling in 85.
Yeah.
So you're doing finish out 83, 84. You
Yeah.
What happens to Procraft?
Procraft just
ran out of loot.
It ran out of money. Yeah, it ran out of motivation.
Uh,
They just decided, the team wasn't worth the effort. And, because our team was, Kevin White, he was another 17X who was really fast. Randy Littlefield, cruiser rider back then, older cruiser rider. Aaron Sally, you've probably heard of him. He was a fast little dude.
CW, yeah.
He was nuts, dude. He was so fun to travel with, though. I just couldn't believe what that kid would eat.
Nice.
Oh my God, he was terrible.
I heard some CW stories.
Yeah, we didn't get that deep.
He was
and then oh God, please remember this guy's name. He was a cruiser rider, and we were the same age. Please, James Buford.
Okay.
Yeah, his dad was trying to head up the team originally, and it started demising and going away. And then, like I said, the money and Charlie over there who ran Taiwan Bike Supply just said, no, we don't really need to do this anymore. So I rode the bike for a little bit longer, and then just went back to the bike shop. And then I started riding for Bicycle Center.
Yeah.
Dave Schwerowitz.
I remember being
Yeah,
big
he offered me a Schwinn Sting if I wanted it.
Wow.
I was like, hell yeah, but my parents' shop didn't. We weren't a Schwinn dealer, so it was kind of hard to make that happen. But then Randy Decker over at Free Agent was gonna, I guess, go away and go to school. He was a fast guy from Oklahoma for Free Agent. He was gonna leave, and Free Agent wanted a 17 expert, so Dave Schwerowitz called Yvonne and offered me up to him. She's like, that's all right, I already called him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we had already spoken. And he was, I want to talk about you getting my rider. And she says, we already talked.
Okay.
So yeah, man, Yvonne treated me so great. And Don Poopy was the best team manager we could have, dude. And all the riders on the team were, Al Ross, Colleen Gomez, and Ryan Poopy, of course. We had Denny David out for a minute.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Robertson Al. We were such a family.
Robertson, one of the greatest orange wine locals to ever live.
Is he? Yeah, I know as a 17 expert, he got serious.
He would smoke me down the street. I'm like, wait a minute, you're like half my age. Yeah, I love this.
Oh boy,
Rain's coming down. This is awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Jason Chen.
Hey, Chainstar, what's up?
Yeah, keep that rain. Yeah, keep the rain over here. Who cares? The show must go on.
Yeah.
So then you start doing freestyle and racing for Free Agent. Is that right?
Yeah, actually, Yvonne offered for me to do a contest because she saw me. She took me over to meet Jeff Carroll and also ride the skate park. And I was already riding quarter pipes by then, so I was already pretty good at quarter pipes. She said, "Hey, you want to do the contest?" It's like, what? Really? Yeah, so she offered it, but I didn't take her up on it because I wanted to do good racing and then want to mess around with it. But Jeff Carroll helped me learn how to properly do a quarter pipe there. Yeah, let's do it.
This is awesome. The show must go on. Don't forget your tool. We're going inside. Hang with us. This is awesome. Maybe that's open now. I said, Joe, you can sit right there. I'll go grab a thing.
We have to be quiet inside.
There we go. All right. We're back. It's awesome. The rain is killing us, but we're inside. So we're back to 85.
Yeah.
And you're doing freestyle and racing for Free Agent. So that's pretty cool. A full-blown spawn factory ride?
Yeah, factory Free Agent.
And freestyle. Was it in your contract for freestyle and racing?
No, not at all. The freestyle part was just fun. She just discovered that I could ride, quarter pipes.
Crazy.
Yeah, so, she was really sweet. She took me to Pipeline and, introduced me to Jeff Carroll. And she even took me on a road trip to do some photo shoot with Jeff Carroll.
Wow.
in Arizona, we went on this road trip and we went up riding some local half pipes and some quarter pipes and things like that. And Brad Franshaw was taking pictures for these free agent ads. And she even offered me a freestyle bike. I was like, no, I don't want a freestyle bike. I don't want none, I was all racer, but I could ride a quarter pipe, just good enough. Yeah. But I was just full blown racing and training for that, and also I was sitting national number 1 cruiser, and her and Dawn had decided to put a lot more effort into a national number 1 possibility, because I was winning a lot of cruiser races. But I used to also do this. Dawn Krupe used to get so mad at me. They put me on Team Trophy, and I'd always do better on the one that everybody else did better on, like opposite. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't win the correct class for Team Trophy, so they couldn't figure out which one to put me on. Like if everybody else did good on one, a team sheet, I would screw it up. It would always be me. So I'm bummed I let them down a lot like that. And also I let them down on the national number 1 thing. I started falling apart after that. I didn't really believe I was capable of it, and I started going downhill on that, and that was frustrating, and I didn't really understand it. And it was probably because I just didn't believe in myself. I didn't think of myself.
What do you think that comes from, the non-believing? Because you were making national meets, you were beating people, you were orange white.
I was a thorn in the ass of the best.
But, so what do you
that sounded terrible. I hope I didn't sound bad like that.
What are you thinking it was for mental for you at that point? Because you were doing really well. You could have accepted that you were doing well, but you never.
Yeah, because even Wayne Crozell said, "Dude, you're like," he said this to me. He said, "You're probably the best cruiser rider there is right now." I was like, "Oh no, it's Kevin Hall. He's the best cruiser rider." I'm like, dude, how many nationals you won this year? You're sitting there, and I couldn't believe it. I guess if you just can't let it happen in your head, it's not going to happen. People can tell you could even have success, but you still don't. Like I said, even when you become that national name maker, you don't really believe you're on that level. So it's. I don't know. I really couldn't answer that question. I just couldn't make myself believe it.
Wow.
Yeah.
But how do you feel in freestyle? Do you believe you belong there?
No, I was an imposter.
I'm trying to find a way in for you where you might have a little gleam of hope.
No, because I was a racer turned freestyler, I just went to the contest for fun. I wasn't.
Which is cool, right? No pressure.
No pressure. And then, of course, when the racers would show like some of the AA pros at the time, in say 87 when I went to a contest, my first big half pipe contest, all the dudes I used to race, like Charles Townsend, and people like that, they would show up at these events just to watch. And like, hey Gary, and all of a sudden they're rooting for me now.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, they didn't root for me when we raced.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So how long do you do the dual sport, as it were?
I didn't really do it. I didn't do dual.
I mean, as far as like doing racing and you just went to contests periodically.
Not till 87.
Okay.
After 87, so I didn't do the contest in 85.
Okay.
She offered it, but I didn't do it. Yeah. Let's see, 85. So I did the audition for at Mike Buff's place, for that show. They called me up and said, "Yeah, we'd like to see you ride." So I did the audition, and they loved what they saw. Because I was kind of a show off during the races. Also, I would do like one-handers and swinging, rodeo one-handers and stuff, and tricks, like turn downs and stuff, ET airs, whatever.
Yeah.
So I would, not to be a smartass, but just try to get some attention. And that was another thing that was a sore subject with me and Don Krupe.
Oh yeah.
He didn't like me doing that. And I'd love to show off. Me and Daryl Young would be like leading a quarter main.
Oh, there it is again.
Yeah. And we would get side by side and do tricks together.
Wow,
We would communicate it somehow, during the race. And we just love riding like that. Daryl's
He's
one of the smoothest, greatest rider. Dude, to me, he's the Mount Rushmore of smoothness on BMX.
Yeah, I agree.
For sure.
I agree. Mikey.
Yeah, Mikey was smooth, but dude, Daryl Young, I just feel like
Oh,
just has them all
at
handled.
Dirty Fest a couple weeks ago, he
Looked
was
great.
hitting jumps and just slightly leaning back and turning. I'm like, he still has it.
Still has
and I
it.
told him afterwards, I said, every jump you had the DY style to this day.
Yeah.
I saw it. You
It
can
hasn't
see
left
it.
him.
No,
Yeah.
that's so cool.
He still looks amazing, yeah, on a bike.
And he's coming back to Dirty Fest next year. Right?
Yeah.
Such a great time.
Dude, I have not seen that dude since 1984, I think. Yeah, or 85, I don't know. But it was great to catch up with him. Yeah, so anyway, I did the audition, got the job, and had to tell Yvonne, I'm moving on.
No way.
I couldn't race anymore. So they hired, I think I was on my way out anyway. I think they're going to hire Charles Townsend anyway.
Okay.
So yeah, I did one more race, the NBL National at Ascot, and it was Charles's first race as free agent and my last race as free agent. Yeah.
He did well on free agent, though.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I mean, as he did well.
No, he
his whole
definitely,
career.
yeah. What I was doing, nothing compared to what that guy brought to the table.
Oh, he's
Yeah. And plus a nice guy, dude. I mean, I got along with him at the races, even though we were competitors. You know, we still had fun together, you know. So that was cool. But yeah, our last race, my last race, his first race for free agent, we tangled.
No.
Yeah, we both wanted to do good, you know. And we tangled in the second straight, I think it was, and
Wow.
both ate shit, yeah. He says it was my fault. I say it was his fault. He moved
Okay.
over.
And as it stands,
Yeah, we don't know.
some 36 years ago or whatever we're at now.
We'll
That's
never
amazing.
know. Yeah.
So what? So then after you split for free agent, you got that.
I'm a
gig.
freestyler,
You're a
yeah.
freestyler.
Yeah, so,
Amazing.
but I still had not one freestyle part on my bike.
Wow.
I still was riding a race bike. The show gave me some CWs to use. So they wanted to give me the CW, the California freestyle, I think
Yeah.
it was, whatever it was. I was like, oh no, that bike's a big tank and weird looking. No. Oh, the Mike Buff CW. So I said, can I have a Pistol Pete?
No way.
Yeah, so I rode a Pistol Pete
I had
in the
one.
show. Did you?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
wish I still had it. But
Yeah, I was still all race bike.
how
now.
do you feel about the funkiness of that geometry on
Oh,
it?
I hated it
Yeah.
because I went from a free agent, which was great.
Which is-
steep head angle,
Yeah.
steep seat angle, you know, and a longer front end. The
Yeah.
free agent, that Pistol Pete it had a long front end if you look at the top two because the seat angle was so lean
Yeah,
back.
it pulled it back on you.
Yeah. So I put those together and ran those. And then, ironically, I broke my ankle opening night because the handlebar broke on the stage. Yeah, opening night. So I was off for a month, and then I went back to work in a month and started my showbiz career.
Nice.
Yeah, and I didn't think I was going to do contests and stuff like that. I didn't think I'd get that good, but I started making a real effort towards it and built a backyard half pipe in a girlfriend's backyard and rode some other ones, you know, that friends of mine had in town. And I started chasing it.
Wow.
Actually put, a Potts mod was the first freestyle part I put on my bike. And then after the movie Rad came out, I put pegs and, some other parts. And then, what was it? Free Agent came back in the picture because that CW thing didn't last long at the show. And so I asked Free Agent if I could, maybe get a frame. She said, "Oh God, Gary, yeah, whatever you want. We're still on good terms." So she hooked me up with some Free Agent race frames, and I ran those in the show.
Never
Yeah.
burned a bridge, right?
No, never. And then, the owner of the show, who was also the owner of the Riviera Hotel, also the owner of Woolworth chain, stores and Carnival Cruise Lines,
Yeah.
he bought Mongoose.
Wow.
And he was backstage at the show one day, and he sees me backstage after the show. He's like, "Hey, good show," and he could see I was the BMX rider. I said, "Oh, thank you." I didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Like, "Hey, you know what kind of bike you're riding?" I was like, "That's a weird question. Of course I know what kind of bike I'm riding. I'm riding a Free Agent." He's like, and he looks at me, weird, like, "It's not a Mongoose?" I was like, "No, it's not a Mongoose." Like, why? Kind of forcefully.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Man, who is this guy?" So I was about to say, "Because Mongoose sucks," or something, something stupid. I was about to say something dumb, because I'm a dumb kid. And the band leader, Dick Palumbi, steps in and goes, "Hey, Gary, this is Mr. Rickless." I was like, "Oh." So, Mr. Rickless, where will I be working tomorrow night?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And he goes, "Oh, no, you're fine, but no Mongoose." And I was like, "No, sir, a Free Agent." He's like, "Okay." Well, apparently he went and made a phone call the next day and just belittled whoever was in charge of Mongoose. "Why is this man not riding a Mongoose in my show, in my hotel?"
Yeah.
So they phoned me up and tried to make a deal with me, and it was a good deal. So,
Oh, good.
Yeah. So I did it.
So how long did that run for you? The whole,
The show?
The whole, yeah. That whole
4.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, about 4 years. 4 years. Yeah. And then I fell in the audience, and they let me finish the contract at the end of the year, and then they let me go.
Wow.
But I had gained enough experience and met enough people to want to do this more.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, after being in the biggest show in town, I could probably get in another show. But BMX wasn't popular yet, so it wasn't well known enough to for somebody to want it yet.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a struggle. So I wound up being a ditch bitch in Northern California after that. Yeah. I went and lived with my uncle for a while and driving tractors, pushing shovels, and digging holes. But I learned a lot.
Yeah. And you still have the chops because you're crushing still. You still have fun on your bike.
Yeah.
You're still competitive.
Yeah.
You're winning. It's a good thing. How's your freestyle game these
days?
The
freestyle, well, I don't know. Today, I still ride. I can still flip in 3 and, things like that.
Yeah.
But, it's... I don't know. I never really specialized at one thing.
Yeah.
I wasn't like the best racer. I wasn't the best freestyler. I was just pretty good at all of it. There was a time though, after the ditch bitch stuff and getting another show, I started working in San Diego at SeaWorld.
Wow.
So I was riding a bike, for money again. It was great. It wasn't much, but it was hey, someone's paying me to ride my bike. And by then, I think I got back on free agent, actually. She let me build a freestyle bike in the factory. It's like I carved and ground and just shaped all the metal and like went to the welder and like held it together. Okay, go ahead, weld it.
Yeah.
And I got to build my own freestyle bikes.
Amazing.
So it's really cool,
Amazing.
yeah. So I decided at that point, because I started going to the BMX track again, and I was still fast. I was 22 years old, and I was still fast enough to keep up with some guys. So I figured, you know what, I want to see if I can maybe do good at nationals. And I was also getting second place at freestyle events, at half-pipe contests.
That's amazing.
So my big idea was to be the Bo Jackson of bicycles. I was even thinking like, I'll even go ride mountain bikes. How hard can it be? So I started making an effort towards racing again and freestyle. And then I tore my ACL, and that ended that.
Oh.
That ended that effort.
You had that confidence that you hadn't had in a while just to go out and conquer the world.
Well, I was trying to. I thought, I could train a little bit, and then I could still, I had Ron Wilkerson's half pipe nearby to train on. Figured why not? No one's done that. I mean, let me try this.
Yeah.
And couldn't get it done.
Oh.
But, yeah. I guess you're right. I did have enough confidence to think I could pull it off, but. And then I tore my knee, and that.
Yeah, that's the confidence pressure alone right there. I mean, injuries are terrible.
That was a rough go. That still bugs me now.
Yeah.
I've had 4 ACLs on that knee. It's still a mess. Yeah.
So we're gonna wrap this show up with. I'm gonna ask him the ultimate question.
Okay.
We talked about this at the NBA reunion. Give me some people that you feel, because I feel you're one of the best all-arounders in history. Mike
too
says
kind,
so.
Man.
No, you are. But we talked about Moliterno for sure.
Yeah.
Can you give me like your top 2 or 3 guys you feel are?
Well, Moliterno is the one I came up with.
Yes,
I think,
correct.
right at the event. And the reason I say that is because he was a top 10 AA pro,
Nice.
an ABA AA pro.
So
I mean, that's real
huge.
deal. That's not amateur. That's real deal. And then he's also easily a top 5 freestyle pro.
Yeah.
So I think, in my eyes, and he's also one of the most amazing flatlanders you'd ever see. Street rider, mini ramp.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he could hold his own on a mountain bike if they gave him one.
Yeah. So you're thinking Moliterno?
Also a dirt jumper, right? I mean, the dude could jump. So, I'm thinking Rick Moliterno is the hands down best all around rider the sport has ever seen, in my eyes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And that's coming from a guy who many feel is the ultimate all-arounder. So you're the man.
Dude, thank you so much for letting me do this.
Gary Laurent what a great show. Let me wrap this show up by saying it was raining, it was terrible, it was sunny, and we got through all the elements. We got Gary here finally. I was in Vegas I said I got to knock out Tracer. I got to knock out Gary. These guys are
You're too kind.
iconic people. He doesn't know what's coming next year. I'm not even racing Dirty Fest. See where I went with that? Like, there's too much going on. I'll give him the win next year. This guy. But anyway, great having Gary on. He's a inspiration to all of us. Thank you so much, guys. Episode 10, Gary Laurent. If you see Gary, give him a hug because he's a badass dude. Talk to you guys later. Go out and ride. See you later. Bye.